Hello everyone, and welcome in our series Navigating Your Career Path with Professor Bandyopadhyay. Can you recall the first ever time you thought about a career? It was probably when you were a child, telling your parents you want to become an astronaut or a doctor. However, as we grew up, the realities of life made us realize that our careers are not just a fantasy, but a reality we have to live with for the rest of our lives. Today, we have with us Professor Somprakash Bandyopadhyay, Founder-Director of the Center for Career and Life Design Counselling. Professor Bandyopadhyay is a former professor of IIM Calcutta, IIT Kharagpur, and IIT Bombay, having more than 40 years of diverse experience spanning multiple disciplines, both in academia and industry. So, sir, my first question to you is, what motivated you to create this center?
Well, my motivation to create this center comes from the realization that we all must seek answer to a very traditional question, what should I do with my life? Rather than asking what should I choose as my career. And it goes beyond philosophical inquiry. It demands practical, actionable answer to guide individuals in shaping their life effectively. And hence the question, how do we design your life? Inspired by Stanford University's Designing Your Life program, we have developed a methodology based on design thinking that helps individuals design a rewarding and meaningful life and career. So, the objective of our center is to empower you with this methodology to design your life along with planning for your career.
I understand, sir. So, how should we figure out what to choose as our career?
As a teacher, I have seen students and professionals struggle with one-track thinking, focusing solely on career choices without considering the broader context of their life. For example, the question like, should I study biotechnology or computer science? Or should I go for BBA or LLB? Or is it a good idea to quit my job to pursue MBA? These are important questions, no doubt. But the way we plan careers today is often too much focused on landing a specific job or hitting short-term goals. Instead, we must think about bigger pictures of living a fulfilling and meaningful life. Certain stereotypes often shape and dictate our career choice. People often pick careers based on what's popular or pays well, not on what truly makes them happy or aligns with their values. This can lead to dissatisfaction and lack of direction in the long run.
But sir, most of us have followed the same template of career planning all of our lives. Were we wrong this whole time?
In fact, traditional career planning is increasingly at risk due to changes brought about by things like artificial intelligence, shift in the economy, and global political decisions. If we only focus on current job market, we might feel stuck or disappointed when things change. But if we think of career planning as part of our life planning, it's more reliable since it's grounded in personal values, strengths, and competencies. By aligning our careers with what's truly important to us, we can build a satisfying and long-lasting journey. So, combining life planning with career decisions help us not only succeed professionally, but also lead a meaningful and fulfilling life. And that's what we call designing a life you care to live.
Parental and societal expectations often dictate our career choices, which in turn increases anxiety, depression, and even may lead to very harmful actions. For example, when we think of a career, what are the first few professions that come to our mind? Being a doctor, engineer, an MBA, a chartered accountant, or professions along the same vein, right? So, sir, I'd like to ask you, how does your approach address this issue?
When it comes to career planning, the biggest problem is that we don't realize the vastness of opportunities available with us. There is an overwhelming variety of paths to explore, but many students and even the parents don't have a clear picture of the countless fields of study that they can explore to shape their future careers. Instead, they rely on what is known as cognitive shortcuts, which means judgment shaped by a set of preconceived beliefs. For example, ideas like engineering is better than history, or life is only worthwhile once you crack the medical entrance or NEET exam, or engineering entrance or JEE exam, etc. This mindset creates immense pressure on students to succeed in these entrance examinations. Many even take this examination over and over again because they have been told it's the ultimate goal in life. This may lead to stress, depression, or even harmful thoughts, which I'm sure you see regularly in the news. So it's crucial to balance family and societal expectation with your own vision for your life. Steve Jobs once said at a Stanford University convocation, "Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life." You have to decide how you want to live and make a living. And we all need to be more aware of the vast possibilities out there. Our center's mission is to help people think through these ideas and find their own path. And that's where the concept of life design comes in.
Can you please briefly introduce this life design process and methodology?
Yes, as we explore more topics in this video series, we'll dive deeper into details of this methodology. But here, let me give you a very brief introduction of this methodology. You see, every individual has a set of core strength, weakness, skills, and competencies. At the same time, every one of us has certain worldview, that is our likes, dislikes, expectation from our work. And we also have certain life views, that is our life aspirations and overall expectation from our life. Based on that, we can imagine or ideate multiple versions of possible lives. For example, one version of you may want to become a software engineer working at a top tech company. Another version of you may want to work with an NGO, improving lives in rural areas. A third version may wish to pursue a career as a cricketer, playing for the national team, or musician, for example. But in the end, you have to choose one path to follow as your career. And each chosen path has its own impact on different dimensions of your life. Life design is about applying a creative problem-solving process to ideate and explore different possibilities of life versions, and then make an informed decision to create a balanced and purposeful life version for you, including making an intentional career choice.
In this context, sir, I'd like to ask you, what exactly does a balanced and purposeful life look like? How can we set our priorities in life?
To answer this question, let's zoom in on Maslow's hierarchy of need, often represented as a pyramid. Maslow's hierarchy of need is a psychological theory that categorizes human needs into a 5-tier model, which has been extended to include 7 levels. These needs may not be hierarchical, but let's focus on these needs only. The lower level needs are deficiency needs, and the upper level needs are growth needs. So it starts with the physiological need, the basic survival needs like food, water, and shelter. Next comes safety need, security, stability, and protection from harm. Then the need for love and belongingness, social connections, relationship, and affection. Then comes esteem, need for respect, recognition, and achievement. Then cognitive need, desire for knowledge and understanding. Aesthetic needs deals with desire for beauty and creativity. And finally, self-actualization, realizing personal potential and growth. This simple model, showing our need at 7 levels, illustrate our desire for a journey across hierarchy, a fulfilling and purposeful life. But too often we get stuck focusing on lower level needs. Many people are preoccupied with the material accumulation, building a wider base at the lower end of the pyramid, and neglecting the higher levels. Maslow's pyramid serves as a reminder to strive for balance. It's not just about fulfilling our basic needs, but also about aspiring to higher goals and finding harmony in life.
But how do we plan for a balanced life? Rather, how do we know to what extent our life is balanced?
As I said, the concept of a balanced life often revolves around the idea of maintaining harmony across various aspects of our lives. These can be effectively visualized and assessed using what we call Wheel of Life, which is a tool that divides life into different categories. such as career, relationship, health, personal growth, and so on, allowing individuals to assess how satisfied they are in each area. Let's focus on one instance of the wheel. There are 8 aspects to consider in the wheel of life. First comes environment. This category evaluates your living environment both in home and workplace. It includes your physical and broader social space you spend your time in. Then your work. This category evaluates your job satisfaction, career development, work-life balance, and fulfillment from work. Next comes social contribution. This segment emphasizes engaging in efforts that addresses community challenges. It includes volunteer work, charity, and any initiative aimed at improving the well-being of others. Now we come to health. This category focuses on physical health and emotional well-being. Next, social connection. This category assesses the quality of one's relationship with friends and family. It considers your overall satisfaction with your social relationships. Then finance. This category is about your financial security and stability. It assesses your income, savings, and overall financial health. Then let's focus on growth. This category focuses on self-improvement and personal development. It includes skill development, personal achievement, and progress towards personal growth need. Lastly, leisure and play. This category assesses your leisure and relaxation time. It includes hobbies, interests, and other recreational activity that you enjoy and that helps you relax and recharge. It's important to recognize that balanced life is highly subjective. What feels balanced for one person might not feel the same for another. However, at the end of the day, each one of us should rate our degree of satisfaction along each segment in the wheel to see at what extent our life is balanced. In fact, let's do an activity. Take a look at the wheel and see in which dimension you score yourself the highest and the lowest. Comment below. Then you can clearly understand the dimensions you have scored yourself the least in that requires the most work for you to lead a satisfying and balanced life.
By evaluating various life areas such as work, relationships, personal growth, finances, and more, we can identify how our career goals impact and integrate with different aspects of our life. Next comes the how part. How do I design my life? So, sir, you mentioned about the power of design thinking as a methodology to design our life. Can you please elaborate on this methodology that you are following to help someone design their lives?
Yes, our methodology of designing your life is based on the principle of design thinking, which is a problem-solving approach used by designers to address complex and ambiguous problems with no unique solution. As I have mentioned, life is a journey and there is no standard ways to make it meaningful and enjoyable. Every individual is different. So the life plan to make their journey will also be different. By viewing life through the lens of design thinking, we can explore different paths, find out ways to overcome obstacles, and design a life that aligns with our values and aspirations. Let me explain in details with the help of this diagram. As you can see, our methodology to create a life design plan for you uses a 6-step framework. In subsequent videos, we will explain each steps in greater detail. But here is a summary of these 6 steps. The first step is to acknowledge and accept the current reality, including any challenges or constraints that may be present. Accept what cannot be changed. For example, if you are a high school student and financially not so affluent, you may not be in a position to go to USA without scholarship for higher studies. Similarly, if you are a high school student and not so good in maths throughout your school, you may not be able to crack IIT JEE. You must accept these situations to open your mind for better career choice. The second step is to empathize with yourself and others. By empathy, I mean the action of understanding, being aware of, being sensitive to the feeling, thoughts, and experience of yourself. Reflect on what interest you have, your values, strengths, weakness, and joys through self-assessment exercise. Reflect also on the ways you can make others' life meaningful. Based on this self-awareness, the third step is to define the problem or challenges and clarify the specific goals and aspirations of your life. To start with, define your life view and work view. Every one of us has certain work view, that is our likes, dislikes, expectation from our work, and certain life view, that is our life aspiration and overall expectation from our life. Clearly articulate your goal and aspirations. Identify the key areas of your life that you want to focus on, such as career, relationship, health, and personal growth. The fourth step is to generate a wide range of ideas and possibilities without judgment or thorough evaluation. This involves brainstorming and other creative techniques to explore different options and solutions. These steps help us to imagine or ideate multiple versions of our possible lives. Last two steps are prototyping and testing. These are knowledge-driven processes, and to do this, test your ideas in small, manageable ways. This could involve taking part on a short-term projects or talking to people who are already in the field you are interested in. The goal is to gain insight and see what resonates with you. For example, if you want to make a career in design, try to get engaged in some self-defined projects to test your design skills. Discuss with professionals in this profession and use the internet to explore the domain of design and so on. Even you may think of taking some unpaid internship to test your capability in this domain.
Sir, I remember you saying something along the lines of know thyself, empathize thyself, which sounded quite philosophical to me. Can you explain how it fits in the context of career and life planning?
When we start planning our career without truly knowing ourselves, we may choose paths that don't align with our strength or passion. For example, you might choose a career in law because it seems prestigious, without acknowledging that you basically dislike conflicts and dispute, and you prefer independent creative work. This mismatch can lead to frustration and lack of fulfillment over time. Know thyself, empathize thyself means understanding your true self while treating yourself with compassion and kindness as you navigate life and career choices. Knowing yourself involves an honest evaluation of your strength, weakness, passion, and values. Understanding what drives you, what challenges you, and what brings you fulfillment. This self-knowledge helps you in making informed decisions about your career and life path. However, knowing yourself is only one part of the journey. Empathizing with yourself is equally important. It means being kind and understanding towards yourself, especially in moments of doubts and failures. This self-empathy allows you to navigate challenges with resilience and maintain a positive mindset. And if you can show kindness and understanding to yourself, it becomes easier to extend that same empathy to others. By practicing self-compassion, you naturally become more attuned to the feelings and needs of those around you.
Yes, sir, that makes complete sense. But how do we assess our strengths and weaknesses?
There are tools available to assess your strength, weakness, life skill competencies, and career skill competencies. In fact, in our center, these assessments are essential in figuring out your career and life choices. These holistic assessments form the foundation for a well-rounded and realistic career plan that integrates your personal aspiration with practical steps for achieving them, ultimately leading to a more balanced and purposeful life.
Thank you so much, sir. But apart from self-knowledge, we also need to have a thorough knowledge about various career options available around us. When it comes to career planning, the biggest problem is that we don't realize the vastness of opportunities available with us. There's an overwhelming variety of paths to explore, but many students and even their parents don't have a clear picture of the countless fields of studies they can explore to shape their future careers. Sir, my question to you is how to grasp a comprehensive knowledge about different career options.
Effective career and life planning requires a deeper understanding of diverse career options available. Career options can be grouped into career clusters. These clusters are like categories that brings together jobs requiring similar skills and knowledge. Understanding this cluster is very helpful when planning your future because they show you different areas that are connected, making it easier to find careers that matches your interest and strengths. There are 16 broad categories that encompass virtually all occupations from entry level through professional level. Let us take a look at these 16 categories. As you can see, the first one is agriculture, food and natural resource. Areas related to farming, food production, natural resources and environmental management fall into this category. Next is architecture and construction. Jobs in designing, building and maintaining structures and infrastructure. Then comes art, audiovisual technology and communication. Roles involving creative expression, media production and communication. Humanities subjects like literature, history and language are relevant to careers in writing, editing, journalism, public relations and other communication fields. Next is business management and administration. Careers in managing organization, planning and operational support. Next, education and training. Profession focused on teaching, training and educational development. Then come finance. Jobs in managing money, investment and financial planning. Then government and public administration. Careers related to public service, policy making and administration. Academic discipline like political science, sociology and public administration or other social science subjects are commonly associated with this cluster. Next comes health science. Occupation in healthcare and medical services aimed at improving health and well-being. Next, let us look at hospitality and tourism, roles in managing and providing services in the travel and leisure industry. Next comes human services, career dedicated to supporting individuals and communities through various social services. Academic discipline in psychology, sociology and social work are particularly relevant here. Next is information technology, jobs in developing, managing and supporting computer system and software. Then law, public safety, corrections and security. Areas related to legal service, emergency response and security. Now let's look at manufacturing, roles in producing goods and overseeing production processes. And then marketing, sales and service, jobs focused on promoting, selling and delivering product and service. Then science, technology, engineering and mathematics, area in scientific research, technology development, engineering and maths. Last is transportation, distribution and logistics, jobs related to movement, distribution and management of goods and service. Choosing a career should not be a spontaneous decision but a well-informed process based on thorough research and understanding. You must use online resources available to learn about career clusters, and that will help you to gain valuable insights into various fields. And only then you make an educated choice that aligns with your interests, skills and long-term goals.
So, sir, our next question to you is related to the next step in life designing process. Define. How can we define our lives in a way that allows us to make intentional and conscious choices aligned with our life's vision?
Yes, in this stage of life design, our task will be to clearly define our views on life and work, as well as our perception of what constitutes a balanced life. First, we'll discuss how to define our views on life and work, and in the next video, we will discuss how to define or conceptualize a balanced life. Understanding this perspective is essential for aligning your career and life choice with our core values. It allows us to focus on intentional living, which is the practice of making deliberate and conscious choice that aligns with your values, goals and purpose in life. The art of intentional living begins with contemplating your life view and work view. Your life view talks about your life aspirations and overall expectation from life. And your work view talks about your likes, dislikes, expectations from your work. By deeply reflecting on these aspects, you gain clarity on what truly matters to you. This contemplation helps you avoid the trap of pursuing goals that others set for you or that society deems important, leading instead to a path that resonates with your inner desire and strengths. As you can see from this slide, life view shapes how you see life. People have different expectations from life, and here is a non-exhaustive list. For instance, some might seek wealth and affluence, while others prefer minimalism, focusing on simplicity over material needs. Some chase achievement and success, while others prioritize family and relationships. Life isn't one-dimensional, so your expectation might combine several of these elements. Still, it's crucial to identify the main themes of your life, maybe your top 3 aspirations that make up your life view. Similarly, work view, as depicted in this slide, defines your purpose for work and what you consider worthwhile. There are various perspectives, and your definition might blend several of them. However, it's important to find the main theme of your work view, ensuring it aligns with your life view. For example, if you value minimalism in your life view, your work view shouldn't be financially driven. Conversely, if you aim for financial affluence in your life, your work view should focus on growth and task orientation. So, in order to assess your strength, weakness, competencies, and your work view and life view, we need to conduct a series of self-assessment tests. In this slide, there are examples of some of these tests that we conduct in our center. To summarize, the defined stage in the life design process has 2 parts. Here we have discussed the first part, defining your work view and life view. We will discuss the second part, how to define your dream balanced life or our life vision.
We have seen how to assess our strengths, weaknesses, and competencies, and how to reflect on our life view and work view. So, sir, what is our next step in the process of life design?
Yes, now it is time to define and visualize your dream balanced life or your life vision. Your self-knowledge on your strength, weakness, competencies, along with your work view and life view, and your knowledge about possible career options. All this will help you to define your life vision. Let us revisit the Wheel of Life again that we introduced in our 3rd episode. Using Wheel of Life, you can now identify the key areas of your life that you want to focus on, such as career, relationship, health, personal growth, etc. By understanding your priorities and where you currently stand in each aspect of your life, you can ask yourself a few questions in each segment that will help you to set clear goals. First, let us consider environment. You need to figure out, where do you desire to stay? Do you want to stay in your hometown or any location in your home country? Or do you want to go or settle abroad? How about your dream workplace? Should it be a large corporate or cozy small company or academic institute, for example? Do you mind working outdoor in the field or do you prefer office or indoor work? Next comes work and profession. You need to ask yourself, what industries or academic discipline are you interested in? What defines good work for you? Similarly, what defines bad work for you? What type of work or activities motivates you? At the same time, what demotivates you? To sum up, how do you define your dream job? Next comes social contribution. In this context, you must find answers to the following question. How does your work relate to benefit of community? How do you plan to contribute meaningfully to social cause? Then the domain of health and well-being, where you should try to figure out what strategies and activities should you follow for promoting physical health and emotional well-being. How do you plan to maintain work-life balance for ensuring your overall quality of life? Next comes social connections. You should seek answers to how can you improve relationship with your friends and family? How can you balance personal time and shared experiences? How can you increase and maintain your broader social network? Next comes finance. You should ask yourself, how do you propose to balance your career and financial security? What are your financial goals and needs? What are your savings and investment plans for the future? Growth and development is a very important segment that has a significant impact on your holistic development. In this context, you must seek answer to the following questions. What new skills or knowledge do you want to acquire? What experiences do you want to have in your life and career? How do you measure your personal and professional growth? The final segment is leisure and play. You should try to find answer to the following questions. What recreational activities make you feel most fulfilled and happy? What causes or issues are you passionate about? And how do you desire to engage yourself to enjoy your leisure time? Now let me sum it up. Using Wheel of Life, you should figure out what your ideal situation would be in each area. However, you should remember balance is different for everyone. What feels right for one person might not work for another. Your own values, goals, and circumstances shape what balance means to you. So it's very personal and ever-changing idea. Also, keep in mind that your vision of a balanced life outlined here is just a guideline for what you want out of life. There will be challenges and setbacks that might force you to rethink your life journey. But nevertheless, these definitions provide a benchmark or a point of reference to build our life journey. We will deviate, we will take corrective actions, and even we might redefine our life direction along the way. But we always have a clear sense of where we are headed.
We have seen how we can define an ideal balanced life for each of us. We have also seen how our own values, goals, and circumstances shape what balanced life means to us. So, it's a very personal and ever-changing idea. So, sir, our next step is to ideate our future. That is, develop and implement a practical roadmap to a satisfying future using a method known as Odyssey Planning. Can you please elaborate on that?
Derived from the Stanford University's conceptualization on designing your life, the purpose of Odyssey Planning for designing your life is to generate a wide range of ideas and possibilities. This involves brainstorming and other creative techniques to explore different options and solutions. The term Odyssey typically refers to a long and eventful journey, often with adventures and challenges along the way. Odyssey plans are a structured way to explore different potential futures and make decisions based on this exploration. This exploration has 4 steps. The first one, imagine multiple futures. Here, you identify and outline several different paths or scenarios that you could take in your life or career. Then comes mapping out each path. For each path, map out steps, milestones, and experiences you would encounter along the way. Then you explore consequences. Figure out the impact of each plan on the 8th segment of a Wheel of Life. These steps help you to make informed decisions. However, the last 3 steps, that is mapping out each path, explore consequences, and make informed decision, requires thorough knowledge about your chosen path. This will be discussed in the next video under prototyping and testing, where we will discuss how to find out which path resonates most with you. But now let us see, how do you envision different versions of your life? Let's take an example. Suppose I have completed a BA in sociology. What are my options? Looking at this diagram, you can see that I could go straight into the workforce, or pursue a BA and enter into the teaching profession, or choose to do an MBA and explore corporate opportunities. I could also opt for an MA in sociology or in some other field like public policy or media science. And if I choose to do my master's, I could study either in India or abroad. After completing my master's, I could either take up a job or continue with a PhD. Now, for each path, you have to map out the steps, milestones, and experiences you would encounter along the way. You have to imagine the potential consequences of each path, both positive and negative. Then you can analyze the impact of each chosen path on different segment of your wheel of life. But to do this, you need to do what we call prototyping and testing. That is, doing a virtual experiment with your life plan.
Thank you, sir. So after configuring different life versions, our next step is to gather knowledge and to do virtual experimentation with each version to finally select one. From different life versions that you have designed during the ideate stage, you now need to do a detailed analysis through knowledge gathering and different virtual experiments. And that is what we call prototyping and testing. So, sir, can you please elaborate on this process of prototyping and testing?
Yes, as you said, the prototyping and testing phase in life design is crucial for analyzing different life paths that you are envisioning. This can be done through knowledge gathering and different virtual experimentation. There are two ways to do this. First is build a network and explore opportunities to participate in small experiments. Connect with communities and professionals related to your areas of interest. Seek feedbacks, advice, and support on different aspects of their work life. Use this network to explore different life versions through small-scale projects, internship, or volunteering opportunities. For example, if you are thinking about a career in law, try networking with experts in this field to explore unpaid internship opportunities at a law firm or court or even at legal aid camps to get a feel of the job. You can also watch YouTube videos and read articles to get a feel of various aspects of legal practices. This little experiment will give you a better understanding and help you fine-tune your plans before diving into something bigger. Next comes exploring skill development opportunities. If you're a student, look at the curriculum of your chosen field at different universities. If you are a working professional and want to switch your career, study the possible job profile of your target career. Then identify the skills and competencies required for your potential career paths and enroll in relevant courses, workshops, or certifications to acquire the necessary knowledge and abilities. For example, if you want to make a career in design, you can build skills by practicing drawing and sketching to improve your creativity and visualization abilities. Exploring basic design softwares, working on small personal projects, studying design principles and classical art forms through online tutorials or courses will also help you understand the field better. By doing these exercises, you will gain a fair insight into different life versions that you have ideated. Then comes the final step. Evaluate your different life versions to take a final decision. For every life version, you need to refer to the wheel of life to assess how each version affects the different dimensions of your life and how much it deviates from your ideal balanced life. For instance, if you choose to pursue a higher study and move abroad, you should evaluate how this decision will influence the 8 dimensions represented in the wheel of life. Similarly, if you opt out of a corporate career and wish to start your own business, it's essential to consider how this choice impacts all other areas of your life and analyze this deviation from your envisioned balanced life. Let me explain it further. Suppose you have created 2 life versions, life plan A and life plan B. From the perspective of your dream balanced life, try to estimate your score under each segment in a scale of 1 to 10. For example, you may ask yourself, if I follow life plan A, how satisfied will I be on the work front? How things will go on the social connection front? How satisfied will I be with my environment inside my home and office? And so on. Do the same exercise for life plan B, and these exercises will indicate which plan is more close to your dream balanced life.
But I have a question here. Suppose life plan A is closer to my dream balanced life, but I may not be capable of achieving this. How do I handle that situation?
Yes, it's a good question, and I'm coming to that. In fact, at the final stage of this exercise, you have to make a feasibility assessment of each life plan in 3 dimensions: resource, confidence level, and coherence. For your life plan A, for example, first consider resources required in terms of time, money, energy, skills, contacts, competencies, etc. Rate it in a scale of 1 to 100. Consider your confidence level. Considering your strengths, weaknesses, to what extent are you feeling confident or uncertain about this plan? Give a rating. Consider coherence. Is it consistent with your worldview, your life view, and your vision of dream balanced life? Give a rating here also. Do the same exercise to assess the feasibility of other plans. For example, your life plan A may be to study computer science and IIT. Even if it is coherent with your life view and worldview, you have to consider, do you have enough resources in terms of time, money, energy, skills and competencies? What is your level of confidence? If the resource requirement is very high and if you feel that you do not have adequate resources, and if your confidence score is also low, you may think of focusing more on plan B or plan C, and you will feel less upset if you can't crack IIT JEE. Based on these assessments, you are now in a much better position to take an informed decision about your life and career. As you move forward, it's crucial to regularly review and revisit your plans to ensure they remain aligned with your evolving goals and values. Stay open to feedback, be willing to adapt, and remember that the journey of self-discovery and life design is an ongoing process.
Thank you, sir. You have nicely explained the key steps in ideating, evaluating, and comparing different life and career plans. We have learned the importance of assessing feasibility and desirability, analyzing the impact of our decisions on different aspects of our life, and testing our plans through small experiments and continuous feedback. And to the audience, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for following along in this journey, and we hope that you have taken some key insights when it comes to navigating your career path. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to us directly or connect with us through the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and turn on the bell notifications to never miss a video in the future.